and it's not. Okay, so a little while back, I bought this guy. He is a Re-Ment Pose skeleton. I got him off of Amazon, and honestly, it was just a total impulse buy. I was looking for action figures like these guys, and I saw him and was like, oh, that's cool. Why not? I'll have a little skeleton. So I bought him, and I really, really liked him. I've had a lot of fun taking pictures with him and kind of helping me out at various projects. And they're more or less the same size scale as G.I. Joe's, the 1/18th action figure size. But I noticed with this guy next to the regular soldiers, this skeleton's a little more like teenager sized. He's a little smaller, he's got a kind of a disproportionately larger skull. So I went and looked, and Re-Ment actually makes quite a few of these little skeletons. So I wanted to get, there's a child-sized skeleton and there's an adult-sized skeleton. They're all named, they're numbered 1, 2, and 3 respectively. For some reason this one's number 1. I don't know if it's the order they made them in or if the numbers are just kind of arbitrary. But I was going to buy just the child skeleton and the adult skeleton separately, but I found a 3-pack for the same price. So here, let's move the not coffee out of frame here. Oops. Here they are. So this one in the red pack, this is this guy. This one's a full adult, number 3, and the child, number 2. Let me get a knife here and open these up. Oops. Move these guys out of the frame for a minute. The instructions in the packaging are mostly Japanese. I don't think these were really ever intended for the American market. But they're kind of a big thing over there. They do a lot of photography with them. They have a lot of these accessory kits. So each skeleton comes with an extra set of hands so that you have basically relaxed and grasping hands. They are actually very, very, very posable. Fairly high quality. I don't know that you'd want to give these to kids. They are kind of thin. They'd be fairly easy to break, and they can be taken apart, lose the pieces very easily. But they have a really good joint system. That's a split swivel ball with a pin on each end that goes into both the body and the elbow. The body and the shoulder. Elbow joints are a little different. They're just a split hinge, but wrists spin around, move. Ankle joints move. In fact, the spine itself moves, which is something that hardly any action figures have because, well, they got nothing in the middle. It's easy for them to bend. Even the jaw on these move. Not a lot, but it does. Oops. To change out the hands, it feels kind of scary because it's a very small pin, but they're actually a very durable plastic. This has a little ball and pin socket, just pops in. Well, I guess it would work better if I wasn't putting his left hand, or right hand on his left wrist. But you get the idea. So basically I decided Mr. Bonehead, which is what I've been calling that one, needed to have a whole family. I even found a dog. They have a cat as well. And I guess some dinosaurs, although I was pretty much unable to find the dinosaurs on any American sites. The child skeleton's built a little differently. He's very, very small. I guess I decided to tape this shut too. So he doesn't have as many joints, but to make up for that, they have included additional arm and leg joints that are pre-bent. So by comparison, this is the number one, the mid-sized skeleton. Here's the toddler. Quite the size difference between them. I would suggest that if you get more than a couple of these, that you find some kind of container to store all the little pieces, because they're very small and get lost very easily. One thing to note about them, though, is since their joints are all made the same, you can actually swap a lot of parts between the skeletons and come up with some pretty bizarre things. I've seen several people have the dog skull on the regular skeleton. The sheet in this one shows some different accessories. This one is the adult. This is the one I kind of wanted to compare size-wise to our regular G.I. Joe sized figure. Yeah, see, that's much, much closer. I have a project going where I'm going to be building an RC vehicle that will have several of these little characters on it. I'm trying to get a hold of one they make that's a demon character. It's basically this skeleton, but with horns growing out of its head and a set of bone, like bat wings. And they also make an electric guitar. So I'm going to work on a slightly off-the-wall project where I want to build something kind of inspired by a combination of Mad Max and a little bit of Tank Girl and Evil Dead, kind of all smashed into one. Something extremely over the top. I'll actually show something else I'm going to do here in a video. Future video will cover converting this. This will be part of the project as well. So, ridiculous, over the top. This is actually a 1/6 scale minigun, and I'm hoping that used in a 1/18 scale build with some modifications, it'll kind of look like a GAU 8, I think it is. Anyways, the autocannon that's in the A-10 Warthog, basically our anti-tank plane that they had to build the plane around the gun. So, create something ridiculous and over the top. But these guys will probably be making little appearances in the backgrounds of future videos. I just had too much fun with the one that I bought, so I needed to flush them out and get a whole family. Oh yeah, the dog. Let's push these guys back. Okay, so the dog, kind of like the baby, doesn't actually have jointed limbs, but his back is jointed, tail's jointed, head, jaw, comes with a bone, ironically. Little bowl and leash. Size-wise, he's very well proportioned. I'm also trying to find the female skeleton. The few websites I've found that have it, people are basically scalping them. They're out of stock everywhere. As a couple people pointed out to me, yeah, there's not a whole lot of difference. Technically, we could say this is a female skeleton too, but they actually did take the time to make a slightly different pelvic and rib structure, and the proportions are like in between this adult and teenager. And then, of course, well, most people aren't really going to know the difference. They actually cast a little headband into it. I don't know why people are trying to scalp it. They're trying to get like $40 for it on most websites. These are between $5 and $9 a piece. So that's just ridiculous. I'm not going to pay that. Anyway, thank you for watching this short video.